In the world of political communication, appointments are usually pretty predictable, right? But once in a while, a move comes along that's, well, it's not just a new hire, it's a statement. It's a sign that the old rulebook is being thrown out. And today, we are diving deep into one of those moments. And wow, that one sentence from Tariq Nasheed, it just perfectly captures the massive shift we're about to talk about. This isn't about feelings or how things seem anymore. No, this is about cold, hard, recorded proof.
Okay, let's get right into it, because the news itself is the kind of thing that makes you do a double take. Tariq Nasheed, a major figure in the FBA movement, has appointed DJ Vlad, that DJ Vlad from Vlad TV, as the official press secretary. This puts one of the most persistent, and you could definitely say controversial, interviewers in all of hip-hop media right at the center of a brand new political communications machine.
Now, it'd be so easy to look at this and just write it off as a stunt to get clicks. But if you talk to people close to the decision, they'll tell you this was a deeply calculated, strategic choice. It's all rooted in a philosophy they're calling adversarial transparency. So what on earth does that actually mean? Well, the goal is to build a communications office on four main pillars. First, relentless transparency. Nothing gets hidden. Second, hostile questioning. Tough questions aren't just tolerated, they're the norm. Third, documentation under pressure. You capture everything as it happens. And it all leads back to that core idea we started with, operating in receipts, not vibes. And here's the justification, straight from a senior FBA advisor. They basically framed it as a simple transfer of skills. Think about it. DJ Vlad's entire career is built on getting people on the record, usually about some very difficult topics, all under those bright studio lights. The FBA's argument is that this exact skill is precisely what's needed for this new way of doing things. So if the whole philosophy is getting a rewrite, you can bet the job description is too. And this is where things get really radical. A huge departure from what a press secretary traditionally does. And here's the absolute key. The press secretary's job is explicitly not to defend or spin for the administration. Nope. The job is to document it. That means running briefings, moderating arguments right there on camera, and, this is huge, creating a permanent, unchangeable archive to stop anyone from later saying, oh, I misspoke, or that's not what I meant. And they have a whole system for it. The press briefings are going to follow this rigid 5-step format. It starts out pretty normal. You get a statement, a question, a chance to clarify. But then comes step 4, the real game changer. They will play back a video clip of you on camera saying something that completely contradicts what you just said. And then, step 5, silence. Just letting that contradiction hang in the air for everyone to see. And just in case you thought they weren't serious about this whole documentation thing, they've confirmed that everything, and I mean everything from diplomatic issues to people resigning to internal arguments, it's all going to be filmed in high-definition 4K. Nothing is off the record. Ever. As you can probably guess, a move this radical has people completely split. There is absolutely no middle ground on this one. You either think it's a brilliant, necessary step forward, or you think it's a really dangerous new precedent. So let's break down the two sides. The supporters, they're calling this a genius move, a way to level up from messy social media arguments to a formal, recorded system of governance. Their whole point is, how can you claim to be a sovereign group if you're allergic to questions? But on the other side, you've got the critics, and they are seriously concerned. To them, this doesn't feel like a press office. It feels like a permanent deposition. They're worried it makes interrogation a core part of how you govern.
But here's the thing. You have to realize this DJ Vlad appointment isn't some random, out-of-the-blue move. It's actually just the latest piece of a much larger and consistently unconventional pattern of appointments they've been making.
I mean, just take a look at this list. You've got Kodak Black as the Secretary of Culture. You have Damon Dash, co-founder of Rockefeller, as an ambassador for ownership education, and Archbishop Don Magic Juan as the Midwest Secretary. The pattern is pretty clear. They're picking major cultural figures for symbolic roles, not people with traditional diplomatic backgrounds. And this quote from a political theorist at Howard University, man, it just nails the entire strategy. Every nation uses the tools it has. For the FBA movement, which was born and raised in the world of digital media, their most powerful tool is the camera. Plain and simple. They're governing by the lens. So, the theory is all in place, the people are chosen,
But what does this actually look like in practice? Well, we are about to find out because the very first official press briefing is coming up, and it's happening soon. And the agenda for this first briefing shows they are not easing into this at all. They're going to tackle who officially qualifies as FBA, review old statements to see if they still hold up, and analyze why certain people have misspoke. And, true to the mission, the whole thing will be live-streamed, clipped up, subtitled, and then permanently archived for everyone to see.
Which really brings us to the fundamental question at the heart of this entire experiment. Is what we're seeing a sign of political maturation, a movement building a tough system of accountability for itself? Or is this the start of a political culture that's just defined by constant, never-ending internal cross-examination?
But in the end, the FBA's whole position seems to be summed up by this one final quote from an official. In this new world of governing by the lens, there's no more arguing about what was said or what was meant. There's only the tape,